All right, guys, today I got the craziest idea ever. So you guys know claw machines, right? Those things that they have at those arcades where you pretty much have a little joystick and a button and you have to try to like move the claw to pick up a little plushie or something. Well, today I was thinking, what if I build that in Steal a Brainrot? Now, I haven't done all of the tests. I haven't done all my calculations. I don't know if it's physically possible to build or not, but today we are going to find out. And I even got a crazy idea. I'm going to make it so that as soon as my friends join into the server and try to use the claw machine, it's going to trap them inside of it. And while they're trapped inside the claw machine, I'm just going to start stealing brainrots from their base. Anyways, you might be asking, how exactly am I going to build on Steal a Brainrot? Well, I actually spoke to my admin buddy who's an admin on this game. And if I go into the chat for the next few minutes, I can type in the command ;B-tools. And then look at this. I get myself this building tool block. Using this, of course, I can edit any part of the game and pretty much just do whatever I want. And this is what we're going to be using to build the claw machine. Now, the first thing that we need to decide when we're trying to build this is where do we want to build it? I'm thinking maybe, where would be a good spot? What if we just build it like past this wall over here? Yeah, this could work. Okay, well, what we need to do in order to go through this wall is let's first select this and then turn off collision on it so that we can go through it. But then we also have the wall over here. So let's select that, collision off. There we go. Oh, hold on. I'm pretty sure there's like an invisible barrier around the entire Steal a Brainrot map. Let's go ahead and select that and then delete it. There we go. All right, now we can start selecting everything that we want. Let's select this gray piece over here, make the collision on that off, and okay, we can fall through. We can fall through. It seems like it works. So now that we have an easy way of going through the side of the map, the next thing that we should do is, I got an idea. Let's select this road over here. No, not place a block there. Let's select this road and then extend it out. Yes, this is going to be great. I'm thinking what we could do is just have this road go all the way out into the distance at the end of this road. That's where we can have our giant claw machine. Now, I've got a couple of ideas in mind for how we can actually make this thing work. I have a few thoughts using the building tools and some fancy tactics. We might be able to make it like actually functional, but we'll see. For now, let's just run all the way to the end of this thingy. And oh boy, this is going to be one heck of a walk. Actually, before we even start on the claw machine, what if we start making some cool lights over here? I have an idea. Right now, this road looks too basic. We need to make it look more cool. Let me go ahead and select the build tool, and then let's put down a block right over here. And I just want to add some lights onto this pathway. I think that would look really sick. Let me just scale this thing down so that it's exactly like one block tall. And then let's make it a little bit longer. And finally, let's change the material to, let's see, where is the neon material? Neon, where is it? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not seeing neon anywhere here. I have another idea though. We should be able to just change the reflectance to like, I don't know, 20. Oh, look at that. Now it's shiny. Wait, that's so cool. What about Ted? Oh, it's still pretty shiny. Let's change the color to be like red. Oh, dude, it's too reflective. It's like not even showing the red. Why is it so reflective? Wait. How do I make it not be this reflective? I want to make it red colored. This is what red looks like? What? I must have the reflectivity so high that you can't even see the red. Okay, what if we change the reflectivity to like 0.1? Why does it make it like that? I do not want it to be like that. 0.01 maybe? Bro, that's not even shiny anymore. If I change the reflection to too high, then it turns blue. You know what? Fine, we can make it blue. Blue doesn't look terrible. Let's change the parts type to studs so that it looks studded. That literally made no difference. It's too shiny. Can we maybe add some light to it maybe? Potential. You know what? It's fine. I think this works. Let's go ahead and clone this and put it on both sides of this track over here. And then finally, let's select both of these pieces. That was a crazy voice crack there. And let's extend it out. Oh yes, this looks sick. Now, this is the type of road that I would be expecting to lead to a claw machine or some sort of like arcade game. But anyways, let's extend these lights to go all the way out here to the end of the road. I'm glad I'm doing this before my friends get on. I'm going to invite them on once we're done with the claw machine. But for now, it's much easier to do this when they're not online. Let's go ahead and just extend this all the way out. And oh yeah. All right. Now this is looking pretty serious. Okay. Next up, it's time to actually start building the claw machine itself. And for the claw machine itself, the first thing that we're going to need to do is build the container. The container where all of the toys and stuff inside the claw machine would normally go. But in this case, it's not going to be toys. It's going to be brain rots. Let's extend this floor all the way out here and we can make it a darker color of gray. Yeah, something like that. That looks pretty legit. This actually looks like something that could possibly be in Steal a Brainrot. This is very good. Let's extend this out. I'm hoping to keep it like the size of a square. Yeah, let's keep it like a nice square shape, just like that. Hold on. That's actually not quite a square shape. shape. We have there we go. Now it's a square shape. We got a little bit too many blocks on this way, but okay, now this is a perfect square. The next thing that we must do is make the walls, and that should be pretty easy. Let's just clone this piece over here and then extend it up so that it's shaped like walls. We can even make it a lighter gray. Yeah, I think something like that looks good. That might be a little bit too dark. What about, oh, what if we make it kind of red? Yeah, wait, I kind of like how that looks. That looks like a nice pastel red color. Oh, heck yeah, this is huge. Okay, so let's extend the walls out over here. Once we have one wall done, we can just clone it and move it to the other side. Now, building the container for this thing is actually going to be pretty easy, I expect. The hard part is going to be making the claw mechanism, the way that the brain rots are actually going to get picked up. All right, so we've got that wall there. Let's clone it and bring it here. And then we can select both of these walls. And since this is a perfect square, we can just rotate it and boom, look at that. We got ourselves a box. This is great. So this is going to be the area where the brain rots sit. I think one thing that we should do is let's just make a duplicate of the floor and bring it a little bit higher. Yeah, something like that. Oh, I got to get out of this place though now. Let me out. I'm adding this little roof over here so that the brain rots can sit a little bit higher up. Next up, we're going to build a big layer of glass around here, a big box so that you can see the brain rots. And it would be kind of annoying if the brain rots are like all the way down here. We should have them like a little bit elevated, like up here. Yeah, this should be good. All right, next up, it is time to build the glass part of the claw machine. Here, let's select all of the walls that we've got here, and then let's clone them up just like that. And then let's make the walls blue because we're going to turn this into glass. So let's give it a nice blue color like that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then we can set the transparency to 0.5. That's pretty good. Maybe even a little bit lighter so you can see through it better. What about 0.7? Yeah, wait, that's good. I like the way that looks. Okay, next up, all we got to do is add a roof, and then it is going to be time for the claw mechanism. Let me go into the chat and do semicolon fly real quick. This is just going to make it so that I can fly around, obviously, and it should make it easier to build this thing. Okay, this looks pretty good. You know, right now, this could be identified as two things, a claw machine or a popcorn machine. This really does look like a popcorn machine, doesn't it? Yeah, no, it really does. Now it's time to make the big claw part, and for that, that's going to be the harder part that we're going to need to build. Here's what I'm thinking that we do though. First up, let's select this floor that we have over here and let's bring it up. There we go. That's looking nice. Now, the way that a claw machine works is we're going to need to have like a claw that's hanging down from the top of this machine, and we need to make it so that it can move around freely anywhere on the machine and pick something up. So it's time to start innovating. How do we do that? Let's see. Oh, I have an idea. Using the building tools, I'm pretty sure I can make a tool. Yo, wait. I actually got such a good idea. So, okay, look, this is a tool block right over here. It may look like a regular block, but if I walk over it, I can pick it up and put it in my hand. I'm thinking, what if we make the claw a tool? That way the player can hold it and they can just bring it out. Like they can just hold it out like their bat whenever they're ready to pick something up. And if we make the claw really, really long, it should reach all the way down to over here. That should work. That should be pretty good. But now we need a way for the player to like move the claw around, if that makes any sense. And for that, I'm thinking, why don't we use the vehicle seat? Now, the way that this works is that, oh, wait, hold on. This is going to be complicated. How would you do it? This is going to be really complicated. With the vehicle seat, we can build a vehicle, essentially. We can build like a car that goes back and forth. We can attach wheels onto it. Wait, no, I got an idea. This is going to work. It's going to be such a crazy build. This is probably the craziest thing that anyone has ever built in Steal a Brainrot. Let me show you what I have in mind. So, pretty much, we need to have X and Y movement. We need to be able to move this direction and this direction. In order to do that, what we can do, actually, is have a vehicle seat that spans the entire, like this entire row. We can go inside of it. Right now, it's not going to move because there's no wheels attached. But we can have a vehicle seat that's over here. And then this is going to let you move forward and back. But, you know, when you're inside of the vehicle seat, how are you going to move left and right? Well, for that, what we can do is have another vehicle seat on top of the first one, but have it rotated 90 degrees. So when you want to switch like which direction you go, you just need to switch vehicle seats. All right, this is going to be like really hard to do. We're essentially building like a 3D printer and Steal a Brainrot. I don't think anyone else has ever done this before. Let's just get this first vehicle seat working for now. Okay, let me think. So we're going to need to build two vehicle seats on top of each other. Maybe we should make this first vehicle seat a lot bigger. Or wait, no, that's not going to be great. Instead of making the vehicle seat bigger, what we could do is put a normal block over here. This is the most technically complex build in all of Steal a Brainrot, except for like Steal a Brainrot, the game itself. Okay, so this is just a regular block over here. I'm going to try connecting this to the vehicle seat. Now, I don't even know if the vehicle seat will be able to drive if there's a block connected to it. I hope that it will, because we're going to need to put another vehicle seat on top of this first one. I don't even know if you guys watching this know what I'm doing right now. Comment below if you understand the plan. Here's what we should should do. Let's move this vehicle seat to the middle. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Let's move this vehicle seat and parts to the middle of the thing. I don't even know what I'm talking about here. Let's move this right over here. And then let's extend this piece out. Remember, we're going to need to add wheels to all of this. So that's going to be really fun. I really hope that the wheels are going to be able to support all of these big blocks that we're putting here. All right, so let's put that there. So now we've got one platform, and we need to make it so that this platform can actually move forward and back. Can I still sit in the vehicle seat? I can. Great. Maybe in order to make the vehicle seat a little bit more obvious, what we could do is color it. Let's just color it light or darker gray. Yeah, there we go. That's a lot easier to tell where it is. All right, so we've got the vehicle seat and we've got these two blocks over here. Now let's try making this actually move. In order to do that, what we gotta do is, let me grab a cylinder, and we're gonna need to put a cylinder at the end of the vehicle seat, at each end of the vehicle seat. This is gonna form our wheel that is actually gonna be spinning around. Okay, I think let's make the wheel a little bit smaller. We gotta make it thinner, and then let's make it a bit bigger like this. We should probably move this entire thing up. Yeah, let's do that. Let's select everything that we've got here, and then let's move the entire thing up just a little bit so that it's not inside of the ground. Okay, that looks good. We also need to add guardrails on the side to make sure that this whole mechanism up here doesn't fall apart. But for now, let's move the wheels over here like this. And then the next thing that I'm pretty sure we need to do is add hinges to the wheels. So let's go here. We need to choose side, right, and then type hinge. There we go. So now we've got a hinge there. Move that in place and then do the same thing over here. These hinges are what's going to connect the wheels to the vehicle seat. One big problem that you may have noticed is that the entire contraption here is being supported by two wheels. This is just going to topple back and forth. How are we going to fix that, you might be wondering? Well, we can just add some other wheels. Oh, first we should probably, let's undo what we did with this wheel. Let's copy this wheel over here, and then we can add a hinge to this wheel. Whenever we add a hinge to the wheel, it like locks it in place. There we go. Okay, we've got the hinge there. Let's move that there. And then now let's clone one of these wheels in each corner. You know what? I'm not going to lie. Building one vehicle like this is already hard enough. This claw machine might be a little bit limited. You might only be able to go forward and backwards. But hey, this is just a proof of concept. If this works, then it will be possible, technically, to build a full claw machine. Let's just see if this will even work, because I don't even know for myself if this will work or not. All right, we got to add hinges to all of these wheels too. Now, these wheels over here, since they're not connected to the vehicle seat, I don't think you're going to be able to steer them, but that's fine. You don't even need to steer these wheels. These wheels on the sides are kind of just there for support. All right, let's put a hinge there, move that into place, put another hinge right over here, and let's put that into place. I'm going to warn you now, this whole thing might fail really catastrophically. Is that even a word? This thing could fail really, really bad, and just all of the things that I'm saying right now might not even work at all. But hey, it's worth a shot. You know, sometimes in life, or actually like all the time in life, you got to try stuff, see if it'll work, and if it doesn't, you learn something. All right, well, here we go. We've got the first vehicle body done. Just for safety purposes, let's extend these roads over here so that we don't fall off. I just called this a road. This is actually just the roof of a claw machine. Now that we've got this big machine over here, let's go ahead and unanchor it. This is the most important step in building a vehicle. In order to make this thing actually work, we need to select everything that we've got. All right, I think we've got it all selected. And then we need to unanchor it. Before we do that though, let me select the vehicle seats and these floors over here. And I'm just going to weld them together. There we go. Created two welds. Why did it create two welds? It was supposed to create three. There's three pieces. Oh, I guess it only needed to create two welds to connect them all though. Okay. All right. So this is good. I think we've got something good here. Now it's time to unanchor everything. Now, if everything goes to plan, then this should work. We should be able to drive this thing back and forth slowly, hopefully. If not, then everything's going to fall apart. Let's see. Moment of truth. Oh, it didn't fall apart. Wait. No way. No way. Is this actually going to work? Just first try? Okay. Slight problem. The vehicle is not going backwards and forward. Are the wheels spinning? The wheel is not spinning. Okay, that's problematic. We might have made this entire thing a little bit too heavy, but at least it didn't fall apart. Okay. Hold on. Let me double check everything. Have we done something wrong here? Is everything unanchored properly? Is this thing unanchored? Yep, that's unanchored. Is this thing unanchored? Yep, that's unanchored too. Okay, well, that's a little bit odd. Let me try something out. Let me try something out. So what I'm going to do is copy this piece, put it down here. This is going to be like a little, you know, when you're changing a car tire, you got like the car jack that's like holding the car up. Yeah, this is going to be like that. I'm just going to move this in place to hold the car up. I just want to see if the wheels actually spin. I think the wheels are spinning properly. I think it's just like too heavy so that we're not actually getting any traction. All right, so this is right underneath the car. Now let me select this floor here and then lower it down. There we go. And now do the wheels actually spin? Let's find out. Look at that. They are spinning. They actually are are spinning. Wait, that's kind of insane. I'm very blown away that this actually worked out this good. So the wheels are spinning, but the problem is that everything here is way too heavy. We're gonna need to make some weight cutting sacrifices here. Okay, maybe what we could do is make this entire thing thinner. Is that gonna work? Hopefully we don't disconnect the wheels by accident. All right, let's try making it thinner. Oh no, okay, it all broke. All right, that's not great. So everything broke, but let's just test out to see if this will actually drive. I just want to get the weight down to see if it will actually drive properly. The wheels are still spinning. The wheels on the bus are going round and round, which is pretty great. All right, interesting. Let's delete this random wheel. I don't think that's connected to the seat. Let's try bringing a floor back here. Let's try moving this. I just want to see if we can get this thing to actually go forward. All right, let's bring this down over here. Actually, a little bit lower than that. Extend both of these sides out so that we have enough room to drive on. And then let's delete this piece. Okay, now does this thing actually drive? Bro, it's still too heavy. What? The wheels are trying to move. Look, you can like see them just trying to move ever so slightly, but it's just too heavy. It's not going. And because only these two front wheels are moving, the back ones are not providing enough energy to go forward. All right, that's not great. I have another idea. We might be able to just make all of these wheels move. Yeah, let's try this out. All right, so let's delete all this. Oh, okay. This thingy over here should move by itself now. Oh, yep, it's moving really good. It's moving really, really good. Look, our speed counter over here is actually going up. Ah, I gotta fly up. Okay, I think I know what we need to do here. I'm not gonna lie, this claw machine is not gonna get a claw. This is gonna be a really janky claw machine. And I'm thinking the way that it works, the way that this claw machine will function is that the user, the player, is gonna be able to move themselves around on top of the machine. And then what happens is they have to jump, and whichever brain rot they land on, they get. Okay, so we've got this road over here again. Now let's put out our vehicle seat. Let's put the vehicle seat out here. Yep, it looks like it's facing the right way. And what I'm thinking that we do this time, differently than the last time, is let's just make the entire vehicle seat be the platform. That way, all of the wheels that are connected are going to be able to move. Oh man, I still hope that this isn't going to be too heavy. That's going to be the problem. Weight is kind of the killer right now. Wait, actually, hold on a second. I just realized that there's no reason for this vehicle seat to be like as big as the roof. We can have it be way thinner. Yeah, it does not have to be super big. I just realized that's good. It just has to be really long. You'll see why it has to be long in a second. Let's make it a little bit bigger just so that it can support its, and support its own weight and not fall off. And now let's try adding 4 motorized wheels on it. So let's go here, cylinder, add one over there. All right. This wheel is big enough. Let's clone this wheel over here. Select both of these wheels, move them back a little bit, and then move a duplicate of them over here. And then now it's time to add the hinges again. All right. So let's add the hinges on the right side and then move the seat in place. Not the seat, the chair. Not the chair. What am I saying? The tire. I'm so focused on this build right here. This has to be, I just need this to work. All right. Now let's go over here. We have to add the hinges one by one because if we don't, then I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. I don't think we can add them at the same time. We have to add the hinge and then move the chair. I mean, the tire. Why do I keep calling it a chair? All right. Let's add a hinge there, move that here, there. And all right. Now we've got a pretty bare bones claw. Well, not a claw. This is the claw moving mechanism. Let's add a little bit of color to it, a little dash of color, as they might say. And then let's select the entire thing and please work. Let's unanchor this all. All right, that looks good. And now it actually works. Yes. Okay, so this is good. We've got the first piece of the claw machine. We can successfully move backwards and forwards. All right, before I move this too much, let's go ahead and add some guide rails so that it's impossible to fall off. Let's add some really thin blocks right here, just like this. Wait, this whole thing is actually starting to come together. This is some actual innovation right here. Who else is doing this in Steal a Brainrot? Nobody else has made a claw machine before that actually functions, kind of. I wouldn't say that this thing actually functions quite yet. It functions kind of, okay? It's a proof of concept. If this works, then that opens up doors to build a fully functional claw machine down the line. But for now, let's add these guardrails right over here. Okay, this looks good. So this is going to prevent the thing from falling off the rails. We also need to have a guardrail on the back and front. There we go. Dude, my friends are going to be so blown away by this. I hope that they're going to be excited. I need to get like an approval by them. All right, let's move this over here and then move it in place. Okay, how does this look? Why does this look poop? Hold on. This little corner here needs to be filled perfectly. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now we need to add one more guardrail in the front. And to do that, we can just select this, duplicate it over here, and then rotate it 180 degrees. And okay, I think the guardrails are now all in place. Okay, perfect. So if we did everything right here, we should be able to just drive this thing back and forth without any fear of it falling off. All right, yeah, this is perfect. This is very important for a claw machine. You need to be able to move back and forth on this axis. And now the next question is, should we make it so that you can go left and right too? I'm trying to think, how can we add a system that lets you go left and right as well? There is definitely some way to do it. I mean, we could duplicate this vehicle and then like put it on this floor over here, but that's kind of janky. Oh, actually, what we could do, what about, okay, the player of the claw machine, they have to use the machine. Oh, that's not good. They have to use the machine to go forward and back. Yep, they get to use the machine to control that. And then to go left or right, they just walk left or, you know, like walk right. And then when they're ready, they can jump down. But now we got to make it so that they can actually jump down. Also, we got to fix this turning problem. Look at this. There's still so much wiggle room for turning. I do not like that one bit. We need to get rid of all the wiggle room so that it's impossible to turn and mess this thing up. And in order to do that, it should be pretty easy. We just got to tighten in this wall. Let's see. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Let's go ahead and just ever so slightly close in this wall a little bit. We're tuning the tolerances of our machine right now. There we go. Uh-oh. I hope I didn't break it. You know what? I think that wall is good enough. Let's go onto this wall now. So if I select this and then gotta bring it in a little bit, just like that. Don't want to be touching the wheel, but it's got to be like right up there. Okay, now does this work? Oh, perfect. And you can barely steer left and right now. It's almost impossible to break the machine. Yes, this is some good user experience right here. If the user can break your machine, then that is not very good. But now it is pretty hard for the user to break the machine. Yeah, this looks pretty good. It looks a little wonky, but it works. Okay, next up, let's select the floor. This is the finishing touch of the claw machine. This is like a half claw machine. You can go forward and back, but you can't go left and right properly. Let's, how are we going to do this? Let's clone the floor, move it over here like that. Or wait, actually, let's change our increments to 1. Move the floor piece over here so that it's covering the tire on the left. And then let's move this floor piece over here so that it's covering the tire on this side. And dude, look at this. Is this a claw machine or not? We've got the functionality of a claw machine, right? Oh, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. You can go forward and back. Uh-oh, there's still a little bit of drift. You can still go left and right, which is not good, but you can go forward and back. And as soon as you're ready, you just jump out, and whichever Brainrot you land on, you get. And then we can also have a door over here to exit the claw machine. Dude, this whole thing is coming together. I was not expecting this to actually work this well. I wasn't really sure what I was expecting going into this project. All right, let's move this up here. We need to have a little door that actually opens up, because who doesn't want a door that actually opens up? Yeah, I think I have an idea for how we can make this door. So we have this thing over here. Let's put another layer of red blocks in front of it, but let's make this block thinner so that it only covers up the door. And then let's make this block non-collision. And then so that you can tell where the door is, we can put a thin layer of block right over here. Yeah, just very thin. That will be darker red. Or no, that's probably not a good sign for an exit. Maybe lighter red? Yeah, okay, there we go. Now you know that this is the exit. Let's also go ahead and select this red carpet. Let's make it way thinner. And then let's have a nice ramp. Look at that. Now you can actually get up to the stairs. All right, does this work? Is this ramp connected up to the thingy? It is not quite connected. Okay, so the ramp has to go like up here. I'll stand here for reference. There we go. All right, that's good. Oh, actually, it can go a little bit more left and a little bit more down. One more thing that we also got to add is a ladder so that you can actually get up the machine. For that, we can just have it on the side over here. As you can probably tell, I do not care at all about how good this thing looks. I mean, I care a little bit. I mostly just care about if it works or not. But okay, so yeah, we've got a fully functioning claw machine. Now it is time to bring some Brainrots into here and also bring my friends in here. For the Brainrots, I actually don't know exactly how we're going to do that. I'm thinking maybe we could just select one of the Brainrots from the road, or just a couple of the Brainrots from the road, and then bring them in. Let's see if that will work. So I'm just going to go into the Brainrot folder. Brainrots. There we go. And then which one do we want? Ooh, look at this. We got all the options over here. Nubini, Pitanini, Gangster, Futero. Oh, heck yeah. Let's grab one of the ones from the end of the road over here so that we have some time. Let's grab the Flora. What happens if we anchor him? Nothing. Okay, that's good to know. Can we clone him? Nope, that didn't work. All right. That is problematic a little bit. Okay, what if we select the Brainrots in my base? I'm going to rename my base to Dash, and then let's go over here and look at that. You can see all my Brainrots in here. Can I select one of these maybe? What happens if I anchor it? Okay, that did absolutely nothing. Can I clone it? That also did absolutely nothing. Okay, what if I just move it? Oh, look at that. I can move the Brainrot. Oh, this is perfect. I can literally just move it in place. I think the Brainrot itself, or wait, can I pick it up here? Oh, no, I can't. Yeah, I think the Brainrot Brainrot itself is still inside of my base technically. But you know what? If anyone lands on this Brainrot with the claw machine, if anyone gets the Brainrot, then, you know, they can just go to my base and keep it. All right, let's move this dude up. Oh, this is so sick. We actually have Brainrots in here. Well, we're gonna in a moment. I'm just gonna bring all the Brainrots from my base in here. I don't even care. I just want this claw machine to be as sick as possible. Well, that's one. Let me go get the rest. Oh, wait. I was just in the middle of moving the Brainrots and I figured something out. If I select the entire base and then move that, look at that. I can select all the Brainrots at once and then I can just move my base back. Yeah, this works. All right, let's just put all of the Brainrots right here inside of the base. Oh, this is so janky. Oh my goodness. This is not good. This has got to be the jankiest claw machine ever. All right, let's move this all over here. Move the base up a little bit. No, not that way. I need to move it up. How do I move this thing up? Is it this thing? Ah, there we go. All right, let's move it up so that we have all the Brainrots inside of the machine, or at least mostly inside of the machine. And then finally, we can select the base itself, everything except for the Brainrots, and then we can move the base back in position. There we go. We've just effectively dumped all the Brainrots into the claw machine. Now let's just move the base back where it needs to be. Oh boy, this is a whole process. And you know what? Does that look good? Nope. It's not in the right spot. There we go. Now it's, yeah, it's good enough. It is in the right spot. All right, time to bring my friends onto here. Let me go ahead and call them up.
Hey, Dad, so you said you had something cool to show us?
Wait, what happened to all the Brainrots in your base?
Well, the Brainrots in my base are not important right now. The thing that I have to show you is way cooler. So, how would you guys like to win some free Brainrot?
Free Brainrots? Anytime, obviously. I want to win free Brainrots.
What's the catch?
Well, there actually is one catch. And for you guys to understand, you're gonna have to follow me this way.
Okay. This is a pretty weird stealing attempt. What in the world?
Is this some sort of ritual?
No, guys, it's not a ritual. I have gone ahead and built a working claw machine.
That's what a claw machine looks like?
What?
Pretty much, guys, for the last like 30 minutes, I've been working on this thing nonstop, and I think it's kind of sick.
So wait, what is a claw machine again? I've heard you like talk about it before.
Pretty much the way a claw machine normally works is that you have a big claw that you have to try to control to pick things up.
Mine is a little bit different. It doesn't quite have a claw. But if you will follow me up here, what are you guys doing? Don't be scared.
That thing looks like a trap.
It is not a trap, okay? Just follow me up here one at a time, actually. The other person's gonna have to watch.
Wait, can I go?
Yeah, you can go first, Baby Dash.
If you try to steal anything from me, I will just respawn.
I'm not gonna steal anything from you. I'm not a stealing type person. But pretty much what you gotta do is just... What are you doing over there?
I fell!
Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe I should have added some more safety to this thing. Okay, Baby Dash, just follow me this way over here. You gotta be careful. There's not really any safety rails.
This is not the safest thing that I've seen in my life.
Definitely not. Okay, you fell inside again. You know what? Let me just bring the thing over to you. Okay, what you gotta do pretty much is just get inside of this claw. I mean, this mechanism.
Whoa, wait, you made it actually move?
Pretty much the way that this claw machine works is that you have to control this thingy to go forward and back. And then you have to go above the Brainrot of your choice. And whichever Brainrot you land on, you get...
Really? I want the 6-7s over here.
Well, here's the hard part, Baby Dash. In order to get the 6-7s, you need to get past the Tortughini Dragon Frutinis.
Okay, no problem. How do I control this thing?
It seems like you got the hang of it.
It's stuck. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I have it.
It's a little finicky, but look at him go. He's clawing away.
Wow, this is the last thing that I expected to see today.
Wait, I'm all the way over here. How am I going to land on the 6-7?
Well, that's the hard part, Baby Dash. You gotta try to figure it
I
out.
don't know if I should go all the way to the end because then it might be kind of hard to land on it. I need to get past the Tortughini Dragon Frutini.
Yeah, you're making good progress, though.
So it's a claw machine that only moves one way?
Yeah, and there's no claw, but it's a proof of concept, all right? And so it's a thing.
All right, I think I'm ready to jump. This is the closest I'm going to get.
All right, let's see if you can do it without hitting the Tortughini. Because if you hit the Tortughini first, then you're getting that.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and jump. I hate it.
You know what? Fine. You can get the 6-7. Well, what do you guys think of that?
Yeah, I win. That was awesome.
You know what? I like the effort. This was pretty cool.
Yeah, let's go. I'll take that.
Well, can I go get my 6-7 now?
Yeah, it's in my base. You gotta go like collect it from there. It's invisible in there, but you can get it. That was pretty crazy. And if you want to watch the next video, then click on the video on the screen right now.